Okay, here we are again, back in Lyon at the World Bridge Championships. So, somebody tell me what day of the week it is. Anybody tell me? I think it's Friday, but I'm really not sure. But it's another great day's bridge. So 6 matches left for these teams to try and sort themselves out. And some of them are beginning to sweat a little bit. Guess what Alex Ferguson would have called squeaky bum time. So let's start with the Bermuda Bowl. And at this stage of the tournament, we're not really interested in who's at the top of the table, although if you're French, you're probably very happy. But the interest lies in the numbers 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because those teams are hoping either to stay where they are or move up the table. I mean, who would have thought Monaco, one of the giants of the game in recent years, would be struggling to qualify for the top 8? So there are going to be some very anxious players over the next couple of days. So difficult to say what will actually happen in the bowl. It would be great to see Italy qualify with the legendary Garozzo, but they still have a lot of work to do. And what about Australia? Still in 8th place. Egypt have always had a good team. They've been close several times before. Maybe this is their time.
Italy will play Australia in the third match.
Oh wow, that's a fantastic lineup, isn't it? That's what we used to call a 6-pointer in football. So let's hope the deals give them something to get their teeth into. When it's a very important match, I like to see exciting boards where judgment counts for a lot. So should be great. Who are Monaco playing this morning? Indonesia, a relatively easy match on paper, but at this stage there are no easy matches because nerves come into it, but I'm sure the experience of this Monaco team should be able to carry them through. I saw Geir Helgemo this morning standing outside the playing rooms. He was very happy, very content with life, so he's relaxed, and that suggests to me that we shouldn't be surprised if we see Monaco surge up the table over the last 2 days.
Do you think that if Laurie and Versace will play with Monaco, as you surely know, Monaco will be again one of the top teams in the world?
Yes, of course. That's the reality. I mean, I think if you aspire to win major titles, as the Monegasques certainly do, you have to have 3 very good pairs. So that you can rotate your team around, so you can get some chance to relax and rest. The days when you could manage with 2 good pairs have long since passed. These are long events, and you need stamina, you need to be fit, both mentally and physically, in order to get to the top in bridge these days. So, yes, for sure, it will be a fantastic addition to the team, but they have to wait, and
2 years.
Yeah, and for the time being, they have to manage as best they can.
Yeah.
So their team is not too shabby as it is, but it's obviously not as powerful as it used to be.
Shall we have a look to the Venice Cup?
Absolutely, yes. Here we go. Well, what's going to happen in the Venice Cup? Sweden have been playing a great game, and so to England. Indonesia, who came to prominence just a few years ago, have proved that their performances are not a fluke at all. So they're a real danger.
They are playing. They have played against Russia yesterday.
Yes, that was a big match. But looking down now, you see again to this dangerous area, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. Look at the position of France, one of the greatest teams in the history of women's bridge, and at the moment they are struggling.
Do you have any explication why France and the 2 USA teams, they are not so good as they used to be? years ago.
Okay, look, I cannot explain the performance of France. For that, you would have to ask my colleague Jean-Paul Meyer. But they do have in their team a young pair who are relatively inexperienced, but even so, with the strength of the other two pairs, I'm surprised that they have been struggling.
12 points from qualification.
It's a lot. On this victory point scale, 12 is a lot, but they can still do it, as indeed can some of the other teams behind them. Now, the position with the USA teams is very different, I think. They're perhaps not as strong as usual, particularly, I think, in the case of USA 2. Players we know, but they're not regulars in the USA teams. And maybe they're just finding the experience a little bit testing. The first time you go to a major championship, you play day after day after day, and it's something you're not used to. You can play 2 or 3 day tournaments, but to come to a tournament and be expected to play solidly day after day for a week, from early in the morning till early part of the evening, it's testing. And there are no weak teams anymore. Even the teams which are at the bottom end of the table, they are capable on a good day of beating any of the other teams, but they're not so consistent. So that you can't really ever say, oh, we have an easy match today, because there aren't any easy matches. But it is surprising. It will be a sensation if one of the teams from the United States does not qualify in the Venice Cup. A real sensation.
Do you think there are no more easy matches because everybody improved, or because they're not any more top teams?
Okay, that's a very good question. My own view about this year's Venice Cup is that many of the teams are not quite as powerful as in the past, for a variety of reasons. For example, England has a very, very strong team, but they are playing 3 relatively untested partnerships. They have realigned a little bit. And, new partnerships, they can have problems because they haven't had enough time to discuss everything that's really essential at this level. But they seem to be settling down. If we go back to France again, one of the things about the French team is that very often they start to just swap around a little bit, and the partnerships change, and that can cause a problem. But I think in general terms, I don't think the teams are quite as strong as usual. Look at Netherlands, for example. They can't have one of the very strongest pairs because Marianne has gone to play. She's qualifying to play for Sweden, I think, isn't she, at the moment? So, yes, there are changes. But it's still a very strong event. If we went down the table, for example, the Egyptian ladies, they're not going to qualify. But I promise you, if
an easy team to
if
play
you
against,
step out of line, they will be very efficient against you. And more of the teams, by the way, now they are engaging professional help. And it can take a little time for that to be of benefit. But now a lot of the teams employ professional coaches. And I know one professional coach who is sitting next to me, actually. He is coaching one of the teams. In the long term, that will pay a big dividend. Because your game can improve dramatically when you receive some professional coaching. So...
Yes, but excuse me, the coach need time to show the results.
Yes,
It's
of
not
course.
immediate.
It doesn't happen overnight. No, I absolutely agree. It's a long road to turn a team's fortunes around. But you see the benefit, for example, with the Indonesian ladies, who for many years were really not competitive at this level. They've had some professional coaching, and you can see that it is beginning to pay off big time. They are going to be a threat now in every major championship at this level.
I think that the eighth first position have a coach, a professional coach. The eighth first.
Oh yes, yeah, I'm sure you're right. Yes, I mean we know the Chinese, the Dutch. Well, the Dutch, in fact, I mean they have one of the best professional setups for bridge in the world. You know, their federation supports them enormously well. Poland, again, you know, they are backed by the Polish Bridge Federation and the government, and this makes a huge difference. So.
Okay, now shall we have a look to the contest that,
Yes.
for a question of
Yes.
age,
Yes,
should
this
be
is-
more familiar to me and Fernando. I don't know
Well,
about
no,
you,
maybe
Mark.
me too. But this is the tournament where we should really be at our best. So let's see. I am not surprised to see one of the USA teams at the top, and I'm not surprised by the presence of France or Austria. I'm a little bit surprised that Poland, who have been one of the colossal forces in senior bridge in recent years, they are.
Kowalski and Romanski are playing there.
Yes, they are. Yes,
That's
yes. Legendary names in Polish and world
Very
bridge.
strange.
You know, look, you can have an off tournament. I don't know. It's strange. But you know, other countries have become stronger at senior bridge. The Japanese, they're quite strong, right? Yeah. Australia have been doing very well in recent years. I mean, they should qualify with some comfort. They have a very experienced team, so they will be a threat. I think part of the fascination is, you know, as we see some of the famous names in bridge from many different countries. You know, a lot of these teams could get even stronger in the coming years. For example, a lot of the English Open team are reaching the point where they can play senior bridge. So suppose they can't quite get into the Open team. Oh, they have an easy opportunity. They play for the seniors. Suppose England have Forrester and Robson, for example.
Which level do you think is this tournament, this championship?
You mean
So
in terms
the
of
doors,
in
the
terms
doors.
of playing strength?
Yeah.
I think for the teams at the top of the table, the standard is very high. You know what I sometimes do as an interesting test, if there is a very difficult deal, I look at the results from all three competitions, from the Bermuda Bowl, from the Venice Cup, and from the Senior Championship, to see if I can draw any conclusions from what has happened. And almost without exception, you find that on the very difficult deals, there is a great degree of uniformity between the three events. You know, if let's say that a contract is made 5 times in the Bermuda Bowl, you'll find it's made probably 5 times in the seniors and 4 or 5 times in the women's event. So there's a great deal of uniformity on the very difficult hands, which suggests that you know, there is a certain levelling out. I think if I had to place them in order, I would say Bermuda Bowl, seniors, women, just because that's what my analysis tells me. But there is so little between them. And what's great fun, you see a hand, and then you find that only a player from the Venice Cup has made the contract. Everybody else failed. Then you find one where it's only a senior has made the contract. So you can't really
not
draw
easy
it.
to
No,
say, no.
not at all. At any given moment, any one of these great champions may produce a brilliancy for us.
Now, can you have a look on this match? I mean, can you present this match? It's a very interesting match. Because
Well, yeah, you know, this is fascinating for me because this shows you where the future of bridge lies to a great extent. I'm going to start with Sweden because Uppmark and Nystrom, they have been around a long time. They don't look very old, actually, do they?
won the Olympics in Lille.
Yeah,
didn't they?
exactly. So, you know, and these are great players and very well-known names. But if you look at the two little babies, the Rimstedts, you know, over the last 2 or 3 years, their performances have been sensational, right? Every tournament they go to, they're a threat. They lost the final of the very prestigious Slava Cup in Moscow on the very, very last board. A fantastic match, which I was lucky enough to be following. But it's their youth, you know, they have come to prominence at a very early age. And when that happens in bridge, it's great because, you know, bridge is a learning curve. You start off, you don't know very much, and experience is invaluable. So if you start to gather this experience from a very early age, you will just become a fantastic player. It's inevitable.
What do you think about the average of the age of these players?
Average age of this group of
Yes.
Well, if you're asking me if I know the average age, the answer is no, I don't. But it's low. It's going to be
Very low.
It's going to be in the 20s.
Yes.
Yes, it's going to be in the 20s easily. Now let's look a little bit at the four Italians we can see. Garozzo's not playing this particular match, right? But already some of these players have started to make a big name for themselves. You know, you see their names come up because they've made a fantastic defense or a wonderful declarer play. You know, so we know these guys can play fantastically well. What we don't know yet is whether they can stand the pressure of the climax of a major tournament. Now, if they get through the qualifying stage, you only have to win 3 matches to become a world champion. Okay, but if you've never done it before, it's an extra test. And part of the learning curve is how you pass that test. If I go back far too many years to feel comfortable about, to the time when I started to play international bridge, there were many players who were in a similar situation. And what you do find, very much I think as in other sports, and the obvious one to me is football, that players who perform very well at league level, right, find the transition to international play too difficult.
Maybe they play well in the qualification.
Yes.
Then in knockouts.
Or it's that type of thing. Yes, you know, they just find, because the problem is when you are playing the first part of the tournament, there is some variety of opposition. So you may have an easy match or a difficult match, but they won't all be exactly difficult. No, but when you come to the knockout, you know every match will be hard because all the players are top class. And when you play international bridge, if you are representing your country, it's the same. It's not like playing bridge in the qualification process. Now you really have to deliver. And unluckily, some players, they can't do it. They seem to not quite be able to go through and make that transition.
Okay, Mark, we need to make a cut. But
Great.
when be back, some of our followers send you a question.
Oh, wonderful. Fantastic.
She knows to know what happened in England with the trial between English Bridge Union and the Minister of Sports.
Oh.
But don't
tell you later.
answer nothing.
Yeah,
Go
I
to
tell
the
you
cut,
later.
and when restart,
Okay.
Okay. But okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mark, and we'll see in 1 hour. Okay.
sorry.
You know,
Está bien, no, ya está. Ya está, ya está.
really hoping
Ya está, quédate tranquilo.
Italy will qualify.
Quédate tranquilo. Vas a ver, quédate tranquilo.
Sweden, USA 1, Australia. Okay. But as you have noticed for sure, they play much better against.
Sometimes you do, you know, you play better against the strong players, yeah.
They won.
During Tromso, I make an interview to Hider Dondi,
Yeah.
and he said that you won in the first time, the first trial. Then the sport commission appeared and you lost. In the first instant, do you won and you lost the trial?
Oh,
To be recognized as sport.
oh, you mean me?
No,
Oh,
the EU.
yes, no, it was they won and they lost, right, and so
And
on.
now,
and then-
nowadays, what happened?
oh, they won.
They won the last.
Yeah, the last case, it's over now, I think. There's no
Now
further
you-
appeal.
Now you are recognized as sport in England.
Oh, No, this is a different.
This is the question that we received.
No, you see, look, the.
Très joli. Okay, closed room, another 3-club preempt. This time West doubling and correcting 3 no trumps to 4 spades. A club lead and heart shift would beat that. If the defenders play 2 rounds of clubs, does Declare have enough tricks? I guess he roughs, unblocks spades, comes to the ace of diamonds and plays 3 rounds of spades, and North can win, but the diamonds are good in dummy.
Donc 3 piques d'intervention, 3 sans atout en Est. C'est normal d'essayer quelque chose.
Do you think that East might be thinking about passing 3 spades?
But North has beat.
Maybe no.
I think North has beat 4 clubs.
Ah. Okay. North joined in with 4 clubs.
Bon, à 4 piques, le flanc est évident. Entame 4 de trèfle, retour cœur.
And especially in this room where North has raised clubs, that's easy enough to do. Defense to 5 diamonds, equally easy to find. In the other room, remember, clubs have not been raised. Mickey Rimstedt South won the club against 4 spades, shifted to a heart. Declarer played for his only chance when he went up with the king, and what he thought was his only chance. Defenders cashed ace, queen, jack, and played a 4th heart and scored a trump trick. So 4 spades is down 200 in the other room.
Donc,
5 clubs is a slam try for diamonds. After all, partner might have the ace of hearts instead of the king of spades, I suppose. Even then, you wouldn't be cold, would you?
donc il va faire -2 sur le même flanc.
Same defense. One level higher. Can declare a get out for 2 down. I think it's a little awkward. I think he might go 3 down, mightn't he? Defenders play 3 rounds of hearts. Declare a ruffs with a 9 of diamonds. South pitches a spade. It's not going to be pretty.
Donc là,
I think that's
il va falloir rentrer en main pour enlever les atouts. Donc tout est surcoupé de toute façon. Donc là, il connaît à peu près les carreaux sont devenus 2-2. Il a le choix entre couper du 9 de carreau ou couper de la dame de carreau. Pour rentrer en main, les deux fonctionnent. Normalement, il doit connaître le 6-3. Ah, le nombre de piques, il ne connaît pas, non?
Yeah, he doesn't absolutely know the count. South could be 3, 2, 2, 6, in which case if you ruff with the queen of diamonds, the 10 of diamonds comes into its own.
Voilà. Troisième égalité.
Mm-hmm. No, the boards have not been dull.
Oh, look. It's quite different. What do you want to check?
No, I was just looking which board you were writing.
No, I think from the first match of yesterday, there was a hand when you.
Donc Est va aussi ouvrir d'un trèfle, mais il s'agira du trèfle de précision, alors que dans l'autre salle, c'est une ouverture naturelle.
Okay. Here, a natural club in the closed room, a strong club in the open room. Both sides vulnerable, but South has enough to consider overcalling 1 heart if he has it available natural. Whatever he bid was alerted. One diamond showing hearts, perhaps. So I think Nystrom suggested less than 6 or 7 by his initial pass, which means that he can now bid 2 diamonds and show a reasonable diamond suit and scattered values, which is what he has. Of course, if you look at the East-West cards, you'll see that with the Queen of Diamonds coming down in 2 rounds and a heart entry to dummy, you can probably come close to making 3 no trumps on any lead but a spade. And in fact, 1 or 2 tables have played 3 no trumps. Well bid by both tables to play the diamond part score regardless of the result.
Donc sur le 9 de cœur, on met la dame de cœur, a priori, pour empêcher nord-sud d'en jouer tout de suite.
Michel points out that at trick 1 you should play the Queen of Hearts to stop South from continuing the suit. In the other room, that was what happened at trick 1. South won the Ace of Hearts and shifted to spades. Declara took it, played Ace of Clubs and ruff to club, and then duck to spade. Finished up with 9 tricks when the Queen of Diamonds dropped. Thank you. I'm not convinced it was right to duck a spade at the moment that he did, as opposed to crossing to a diamond to ruff a club, but
Bon.
he came out with 9 tricks.
Voilà, il ouvre la coupe. Il ouvre la coupe à pique, il va couper du roi de carreau, mais
It looks to me as if in this room, Declara is playing to ruff a spade in dummy. He'll lose 2 hearts, a spade and a trump, and make 110. Because he doesn't know the Queen of Diamonds is doubleton.
voilà, il coupe son pique au mort. Il va laisser la dame de carreau. Encore une égalité.
So no score after 4 deals. I think there'll be a little more excitement on the next deal, or at least a little more potential for excitement. Here, 7 clubs makes, but 7 spades is probably a better spot.
Donc il y a le grand chelem à trèfle grâce à l'impasse carreau, mais le grand chelem à pique sans l'impasse carreau.
In natural bidding, when the bidding starts one diamond, two clubs. If North in system can bid now two hearts as his lower four card suit, then can be a problem because spades became the fourth suit.
I suspect this pair probably played two clubs more as a relay than as clubs. And two diamonds is artificial.
In Poland, popular treatment is to show hands when you open one diamond with 4-4-4-1 with singleton club, and the bidding starts one diamond, two clubs, which is usually game forcing and natural. You bid two no trumps showing 4-4-4-1, either 11-13 or about 17, and while three no trumps is precisely 14-15, 4-4-4-1 is with singleton club.
The point you're making, of course, is that because one diamond is an unbalanced hand, as it is for this pair, they never need to rebid two no trumps natural to show a balanced hand. They would have opened that hand one club. This pair obviously don't do that. I don't know whether two diamonds is a minimum or some other. This is not an easy hand to get right. We've seen a few games around the place, and I understand we have at least one part score on the North-South cards.
Voilà, en salle fermée, Nord a annoncé son as de carreau, donc Sud va annoncer le grand chelem.
In system of Riemstedt twins, one no trump response of one diamond was game forcing and either balanced or clubs or diamond suit.
So I guess that when he bid two spades after diamond and no trump two diamonds, he showed clubs and spades. South jumped to four spades. I don't know whether that emphasized good trumps or four trumps. Five hearts, perhaps, at least according to South, was key card. Five no trump showed one key card. Six clubs asks for the queen of trumps. Now, if that were the case, then that would explain South's jump to seven spades. But I'm just not sure how South knew that his partner's ace was the ace of diamonds, not the ace of hearts. If that explanation is correct. So I'm not going to guarantee anything about this.
Maybe five hearts was a kind of exclusion.
It's certainly possible.
And six.
Yes, that would make sense.
Donc bravo pour les jumeaux Riemstedt qui ont annoncé le grand chelem. Si vous regardez l'écran, il a été très peu demandé dans la Bermuda Bowl, ce grand chelem.
And I believe in the Venice Cup, one table did not find it that easy to get past the part score level. But at least they played in a making part score. In the other room, looks as if South is relaying away. We'll try and get a look at the piece of paper and check it out. Five hearts was exclusion, and six clubs asked for the queen of spades. Well predicted, Mark.
7 no trumps.
Yes, I saw. A little unlucky, the pair who played 7 no trumps, to find the ace of hearts on lead. Otherwise, it was a perfectly good contract, 75% or so. The Swedish women also bid 7 spades.
Donc voilà, l'Italien a dit 5 cœurs, qui doit être un black coup d'exclusion avec la chicane à cœur. Donc ils sont partis aussi pour le Grand Chelem.
So we think that South has used exclusion, but that's because we can see South's hand. North is not as well placed as we are.
Maybe in the system, 3 hearts was a transfer showing that we will play in spades, but about maybe that here is a similar situation as in the bid in opponent suits, where it is said that opponent suit bid 3 times becomes our suit. Here, suit of the transfer bid the second time maybe becomes the real suit.
So it was the Polish women who benefited from the Indonesians playing in 3 clubs. Well, 3 clubs is a better contract than 5 hearts on this hand. Let's look on the optimistic side. And notice, by the way, that the Indonesian team, who played 3 clubs, are currently in 3rd place in the women's table. So these accidents happen in the best of families.
Visiblement, Di Franco a un petit problème.
Yes. Some partnerships, but fewer these days than used to be the case, would play that a jump to 5 no trumps in an auction of this sort meant, I've forgotten the system, you name the final contract. These days it's all too likely to be a choice of slam or a grand slam force.
When Jeff Maxtrot was on the well on Bridge Winners, he was asked how often you have the misunderstandings in your system. And he told quite often. And what then you do? Usually I bid the 5 no trumps. Partner choose the contract.
Moi, je dirais que le problème de Di Franco, c'est qu'il joue des enchères naturelles, donc l'enchère de 3 cœurs ne devrait être un résidu après 2 piques, et donc il ne comprenait pas pourquoi Sud aurait dit 3 cœurs avec un résidu, avec une chicane à cœur. Bon. Ça va faire quelques IMP pour la Suède, bien mérité, puisque cette trèfle est un contrat inférieur à cette pique. Ah, remarquez, les enchères ne sont pas finies. Non, si, elles sont terminées, oui. On en est aux explications.
Supporters of Swedish team can ask if there is some justice in it.
Well, the parallel situation that I can draw is the first set of the World Championship between Italy and Poland about 17 years ago, when the Poles bid a very good Grand Slam, which went down, and Bocchi and Dubois had an accident and missed it. And Guido Ferraro commented, "The Pope may be Polish, but God is an Italian."
Yeah.
Pour tout vous dire, j'aurais eu le même problème que Di Franco. Parce que mes partenaires veulent me faire jouer le Blackwood 41-30 au lieu de 30-41. C'est la mode. C'est la mode, voilà. Mais moi, je leur dis que sur le Blackwood d'exclusion, il faut jouer 30-41. Parce qu'on ne peut pas dépasser 5 piques avec 0 as. Il faudrait répondre 500 atouts, 0 as. Donc peut-être Di Franco ne se souvenait pas s'il jouait 41-30 ou 30-41.
Is it possible to find a way to go down in this contract? If you ran all your trumps but one, and then cashed 4 spades, coming down to the King 10 of hearts and the Ace of diamonds in dummy, and the Queen 6 of diamonds in hand, and a trump,
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Voilà, je peux rajouter quelque chose. Je vois sur leur feuille de convention que Mano Di Franco joue le Blackwood 41-30 quand l'atout est trèfle. Et 30-41 quand l'atout est pique. Alors allez savoir sur 5 cœurs si l'atout est pique ou s'il est trèfle. Voilà. Donc il devait décider que l'atout était pique. C'est une explication cohérente de ce mystère. Comme quoi il faut jouer le plus simple possible, parce que les ennuis arrivent de manière insoupçonnée.
Well, you can see that Declare is not happy. That little imperceptible shake of the head.
Oui, il voit qu'il y a 7 piques sur table et qu'il va devoir faire l'impasse carreau. C'est jamais amusant, ça. Donc il va essayer l'as de cœur troisième, dame de pique, cœur coupé, valet de trèfle, cœur coupé.
Yeah, you might as well play for ace third of hearts, but if you do that, then you don't have a trump squeeze possibility at the end. You just have the diamond finesse. If you're going to play for the trump squeeze, you have to leave the king 10 of hearts and the ace of diamonds in dummy after running all the trumps and cashing the spades, finishing in dummy. I think De Clara will go for the technical line of roughing 2 hearts, hoping the ace drops. It may not be a good chance, but the squeeze is no better than the finesse. Maybe worse. Well, I think it's coming to decision time. If De Clara plays one more trump, he'll have to decide which of the options to give up.
Listrom a un petit espoir, mais il va voir arriver la dame de carreau. Ah, même pas.
Okay.
Voilà.
A lucky escape. Closed room. This was also a lucky escape, but this time for Sweden. East opened 2 hearts, and when North balanced with a double, South guessed to play for penalties. He led the king of diamonds, was not happy at the end of trick 1. De Clara played a trump to the king, which held, and a low spade. North won the queen, gave his partner a diamond ruff, got him with the ace of clubs, gave his partner another diamond ruff, and the king of clubs.
Hello everyone, good morning, and welcome you all to the Youth Corner. We have the pleasure to have Jade Barrett today and Fernando Lema. And we will follow today, it's the last day of the pairs, and starting from tomorrow we will have the junior team. So it's going to be a very interesting championship starting from now. Jade.
I don't know. I think it was pretty interesting to start with. I mean, we come through the environment the first day. You come down, and when all the teams arrive, it's an amazing group of people. I mean, they're from all over the world. China was just this huge group that came down the escalator. I thought would never stop. I mean,
yeah, we saw the buses. We were waiting for them at the registration. All the buses with all the kids, and it was very nice from China. We have a lot of pairs, a lot of teams. It's going to be an interesting Asian presence.
Also South American presence. I mean, there was a lot of Chilean players. I don't remember how many came from South America, but I know that it was good to see them there, and I've liked to see the way the increases of the youth have done to this tournament. In fact, the largest field is the kids field, and it's interesting for the parents too. You see the parents come in and they're very anxious, what their kids are going to do, and I keep
following the running scores outside while they were.
I keep telling them to go walk in the park. There's a beautiful park across the street. Just go out of here. So you need to take a break. Go have a good time. The kids are having a good time. You should have a good time. But one of the things that I've enjoyed is this facility is great for kids and for the players and for the viewers. The view graph is wonderful. This live feed has been very stimulating to people to watch, to connect worldwide. For those who can't come and attend this event, though they should, this is an amazing facility.
Yeah, they all feel like they're here with us, so following the event.
I wish they were, because I think that anybody who misses the sense of a true athletic event, this is an athletic event. This is as exciting as watching matches of any sport. With the camaraderie is always cool, but these people are playing to win, and they're having the experience of countercultures and cross cultures. I mean, how many Italians are here? How many French? I mean, the Europeans are here. South Americans are here, the Asians are here, the Australians are here, the U.S. is here. In North America, every continent is represented except the penguins from Antarctica. They have not got a team yet. So.
They will probably soon.
I hope so. I mean, yeah, just Canada. I mean, I can't think of what countries are missing really. I mean, Serbia, Bangladesh. I mean, it's just something that shows the true nature of this game, crossing boundaries, colors, religion, creeds, everything. Bridge for Peace is an active part of this process.
It is.
I know that we've had experiences playing in other environments where we first started 30 years ago, 40 years ago. The fields were like 7 countries, 8 countries, 9 countries. And I'm maybe the oldest junior. I mean, I've been around for 50 years. My excitement is the same every time. I like to see what's going on. And the French, we have to say, have done a great job. The French Federation has done a great job with this tournament.
Here we saw the running scores of the juniors pairs final A. So the Israelis are leading.
Always a strong team.
Yeah, strong team, strong pairs. And can we move to the youth? To the youngsters? Thank you. Oh wow.
Oh,
That's
of course,
nice to see.
yeah, the Italians.
Let me be impartial for once. We have the Italian pair leading.
Yes, but Federico Porta is the new star, Italian star, that follow Giovanni Donati, no?
And tomorrow is going to be his birthday, let me say that. So it would be a very nice
How
birthday.
old is
17.
17, very,
yes,
very young.
yes.
And Gianmarco Giubilo is his partner.
Yes. And they're a very good pair. They're playing. I mean, they've been playing last year in the World Championship as well. They've been playing in the European Championship. They're increasing as a pair. They're growing.
Do you think that his father makes some influence in him?
Well, it's a very nice family. Both twins are playing. The father is coaching the ladies team in the Venus Cup, so it's a very nice bridge environment for them where they
in
grow.
the moment, but I think in the past was a coach of the Italian.
Yeah, he's been also coach of the youngsters and the juniors, and it's nicer to grow up in this kind of a family.
He's a very, very fine coach, and the one thing that I think other countries will have to be disturbed by is that he's going to be able to play for Italy in the younger divisions for another 8 years. And by the time after 8 years, making to the open team was also a possibility. The pair is a great pair in training. And it's a very difficult pair to play against.
Okay, can we see the girls' ranking? Well, this is a famous pair also. Another bridge family leading with Thuillier Combescure. And also the father is Combescure, a great player from the Bermuda. So, and also we start to see a lot of Chinese this year.
Well, you 8 pairs in the top in the 14 that remain, and they also had qualified very strong. It's not surprising to see Chinese pairs. The women's team has done very well for the last decade. A very strong growth and education process, particularly in both Beijing and Shenzhen, where there's over 1,000 kids playing. And of those 1,000 kids, one of the things that happened in their training programs was that their parents who didn't play now started to play
with the kids.
So now, we used to say that we wanted parents to teach their kids to play, and witnessing the leaders in these major events, they did.
And now the kids are teaching the parents.
But now the kids are recruiting parents to play, which is actually better for us because it's 2 for 1. And sometimes the grandparents. For the world youth, if you want to see how the development of Youth Bridge and the WBF, you can go to youth at worldbridge.org, worldbridgefed.org, and see all of these situations and events that's been happening since like 1958. The news, the WBF official, you can find film. But really what I'm interested in is seeing some of the film that we've already had. There's some footage that I know has been shot, and just to see how the flow. It's like an ocean of souls going down these hallways, and you think you're going to find a place to sit down that's quiet. There's kids here. It's not happening.
All over. And you also talk a little bit about them. Can we see the interviews?
Yeah, I mean, just the check. So I am with Tim. He's from the Netherlands. How are you doing in the tournament?
We're 15th, and we're not playing very well, but it's an upgoing line.
How long have you been playing?
I play like my 8th, I think, so now 10 years, 10 years, something like that.
And you're optimistic about the rest of the day?
Yes, of course.
Having a good time?
Yes, Lyon is very nice, very good food, and the old city is also very nice, and playing bridge is
Good luck.
course. Thanks.
Hi, this is Nicola from Bogota, Colombia. Is this your first time here, the tournaments?
No, I was playing in Atlanta and in Italy the last year.
Salsa Maggiore. You played in the tournaments in Salsa Maggiore?
Yeah.
How did you do then?
Not too good.
Do you like playing international?
Yeah,
Is it good for you? You enjoy the travel? Why do you play?
yeah, and the experience is awesome. The people, the play is a great thing.
What are you studying in university or?
No, I'm a photographer.
You're a photographer?
Yeah.
Great. We have a pro here. Yes, have a good time. Thanks.
How is it going so far?
We're currently third, so doing okay.
So it's not your first time playing for your national team. Do you think that with this experience is that why you are third and not in the lower part of the ranking?
Of course, the longer experience you have, the better you will play. So.
And what do you think? You are also going to play the teams or just the pair?
Yes.
Who is going to be in your team?
Minuti and Crucisu from Argentina and Uruguay. So.
Okay. So I wish you good luck and have a nice day.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm speaking with Dion, who is the captain of the Indian team. This is his second adventure as a captain with juniors. What do they think of the tournament so far?
Oh, they are absolutely loving it. Some of the same boys who came to Italy last year, 3 of them are with me this year as well. So they're also helping out because they've already learned the ropes last year. And it's been a great experience so far.
It's great to know the ropes, provided you don't hang yourself. I mean, this is a tough game. And how do the kids respond to the competition?
The girls, I think, are doing pretty well. Hindushri and Rekha are currently placed 10th, which is huge. And the boys, the juniors, are struggling. The kids, they are finding their feet.
I think it's interesting that not only do you get to be captain, but your own daughter is with this team, right?
That's right. She's been learning for just under a year. She got very interested when I took her with me to one of the Indian championships just because she was on holiday. And that's where she got hooked.
How old is she?
She's 14.
Excellent. We need more girls playing in the competitions, though I bet it's hard being both dad and coach.
Wow, that was nice. You had a nice time, wasn't it?
I've made so many friends over these years. Dion I met in Salsa Maggiore, but he won a junior championship that qualified him to play in Michigan in Ann Arbor, and I believe it was 1989. I mean, some of these guys, we've looked at each other and we're trying to figure out how the other one got so old.
Well, talking about the old ones, we can probably move to the last but not least ranking of the very, very younger one. So can we see, there we are. We have the kids ranking. And here again, we have a French pair and then
China.
The Chinese
second through 10th. And then I believe it's the... I'm not sure. I guess Indonesia, is it? I can't remember. It's Indonesia. And then 4 more Chinese pairs. But they have specially trained and recruited 10-year-olds and higher. I mean, that's their goal. They're not just building teams from teens. They're building a whole culture of playing. It is
So that
part
they
of
can
their
grow
game.
together. They can.
Yeah, they grow together. I mean, literally, everyone is engaged when they play. I mean, parents, students, teachers, the school. I mean, it's like watching a soccer match when they go play, or a football match when they go play against each other. It's, they have a good time, but there's fierce rivalries that are built, and actually that's part of the good part of the game is you fight like heck against each other during the game, but afterwards we go out and find a good glass of wine, or complain that we haven't found a good glass of wine.
Well, in France, I mean.
Oh, it's great here.
Not, yeah.
There's been some places we've been that's not so hot. But actually, every place we've gone is cool. I mean, Shanghai is coming up next. And one thing that I would like people to go and recognize the work that has gone into the new junior page for the World Bridge Federation. Fernando here, I give great credit to. He's a great publisher and editor, my head editor for years.
Excuse me, and Anna Roth have the 70% of the credit.
I give Anna Roth 70% of the credit for several reasons, one of which is she's still married to you.
But it's only 70%?
Yeah, but I don't want to hurt his ego.
Okay.
But Fernando is a great teacher, a great writer, and Spanish language countries are rising in their participation, I believe, that the number of players coming from Spanish language countries is on the rise. There's 27 nations, is it, that have, I think you should say something about that.
Well, the project born when I talked with Gilato Fear and Simon Fellows during Wrocław in Poland, that we understood that the juniors, all the categories, need his own site. So our goal is to make a daily e-journal that the junior can find all the info about his own category. This is the goal. So we need a lot of helpness of every MBO to receive all the info about the juniors' activities. So, Jade, I call you to send us from the USA.
And this will all be on the website of the youth.worldbridge.org. So you will soon find everything on the website that we saw. Here we are. This is the news about the election, the re-election of Gian Enrico Rona.
And I congratulate the president.
We all congratulate him.
His vision for the youth series has increased the level of interest in the game, not just among the kids, but among the adults that support those kids.
Which is fundamental. Otherwise, we would never have kids growing in this field.
It is beyond that. It's vital. It's vital to the vitality of our own organization. And a lot of these kids, they'll go back and they might leave the game for a while because of work, because of family. But in my own experience in America, I've been coaching teams since the 1980s, that we had kids who did leave. But about 80% of the 150 that were part of the actual program have come back to the game after they were 40.
After a while, okay.
No, after 40, about 80%. It's a very constant, it's a very consistent
it's an investment.
return.
I mean, yes.
Yes, and for those organizations out there who are concerned about immediate return on investment, that specific dollar per specific member, investment in the youth pays off not right away, but it pays off in the future a lot. And if you do it like China, if you've done as well as them, it pays off immediately in the return of their parents and the grandparents who you might have missed completely before. America and other countries have a lot to learn from how they set up that particular education program. I also give a lot of credit to Israel, and they've done a great job with their players. And I believe that I'm going to have to go back downstairs and see how they're doing then.
So we'll go downstairs, see them, and then we'll keep you... We'll see you again in the next hours, in the next days, with the highlights of the juniors. And
I can't wait for the teams. Always exciting.
All right, so we'll follow the final of the pairs today, and then starting from tomorrow, we'll have the teams. And stay tuned for the youth corners. Bye.
Donc regardez le set de trèfle, les Suédois jouent le pair impair à l'envers. Petit appel, pair impair à l'envers, ça va de pair. Avec le double ton, on appelle avec le 7.
So what, 8 diamond tricks, 2 hearts and 2 aces? Okay, we've lost a player to the bathroom. We'll take a moment to watch board 25 played in the other room. Declarer is north, Mickey Rimstead, south, north is Ola, south is Mickey.
It's hard to lead a diamond, which is the only lead to beat a game.
Mm-hmm. So what will happen in this room? You've got 14 facing 8.
But I think that if South will not beat Mir to space, but have some mixed race in to beat in this position, so then North can either beat the game directly or make some beat which asks if you have nice or bad mixed race. And in this case, the game can be beat, will be beat.
Yeah, I mean, it needs the ace of diamonds right and the wrong opening lead and one of the king or queen of clubs right. So I don't think you have to bid it non-vulnerable, but if you do, you might well make it. If we look at the results from around the room, we can see that 4 spades has gone down on a heart lead at one table, and 3 spades has been held to 9 tricks. An early diamond play might force Declarer not to take the 2 club finesses or risk going down in 3.
Donc c'est un mauvais 4 piques à jouer, non vulnérable. Il faut l'as de carreau placé, pas l'entame carreau. Et une impasse à trèfle sur les deux.
I don't know whether North might open this hand to 14-16, no trump at some tables. That might be a way to reach game. Even then, South might only invite.
Yeah, here. We can see if it's now probably South will invite, but the question is if North can accept the invitation. I think so.
I think he will accept facing 14-16.
C'est une situation où on pousse les manches, 2 as, un double ton. Tout peut se passer avec ce jeu. Il peut valoir. Bon, raisonnable, 3 piques.
I think 3 spades is enough. Partner's allowed to make his own mind up as to whether he has a good or bad hand, non-vulnerable. Vulnerable, you might tell him. Non-vulnerable, you can ask him. And you think he'll bid 4, Marek?
Peut-être. Il y a un 5e pique qui est une bonne nouvelle. As-Valet 10, c'est une bonne teneur. Alors les mauvaises nouvelles, c'est qu'il y a des points à pique qui ne servent pas quand on en a 9.
It's a good point that the King, Queen, Jack of spades facing 4, some of the spade cards may be wasted. You can see that if you took the Jack of spades away and stuffed it into the diamond suit instead, it would be a much more useful card.
Voilà.
So he passed.
Really can't argue with that.
Normalement, il y a 140 parce que il n'a pas entamé cœur, donc oui, c'est joué de l'autre main. Donc il faudra que Est, en main au roi de trèfle, rejoue carreau, ouvre les carreaux. Et à 3 piques, on peut plus se permettre une deuxième impasse trèfle qui risque de coûter le contrat. Donc je prévois 140. Voilà. Trèfle tout de suite, sans doute.
So
Voilà.
declare taking the club finesse, and now the defenders have to shift to diamonds to make repeating the club finesse more dangerous. I think you'll repeat the club finesse anyway if they don't play a diamond.
Voilà, 3 de carreau. Voilà. As de trèfle, trèfle coupé. Voilà, 140.
One more in. Another $1 for the commentators. Board 26. East-West played 3 no trumps, making 630. 5 diamonds, 2 clubs, and 2 spades to take. The defenders have a spade and 2 hearts. It all balances out nicely.
You can see that in seniors, all tables play this hand in spades. It's very surprising. Probably they have the different hand.
Yeah, still board 25.
Still board 25.
Well, we forgive them in that case.
Bon, 10 LVA sans atout, ni plus ni moins. Et encore une égalité.
diamond, a heart, a spade, and only one no trump from West, which is definitely lowballing it. Is East going to bid 2 no trumps?
We could see many very light openings by
Yep.
Nistrom and Upmark here. So
Yep, he does have a little in hand. He knows that his partner without a fit will keep it low. Okay, he has bid on. Okay, so I do not know what he showed at his third turn, but it was enough to get West to do the right thing.
Okay, now we are here again with Mark Horton, and we want to ask him first something about the match we are seeing on the view graph. Mark, one question. Could you call a perfect match a match would finish 0-0? Because they were 0-0 after 5 ends, I think.
Yeah, right. The perfect game, would it be 0-0? Well, you know, I like watching football. I like watching Barcelona, Real Madrid. I like watching Manchester United. If the game finishes 0-0, even if both teams played wonderfully, to me that's not a perfect game. There has to be some scoring. But it's a testament to the fact that teams play well, that you get matches with virtually no swings. I mean, look, here's the scoreboard. Well, there was the scoreboard, very briefly disappeared now, but here we are back again. Here's the scoreboard. Immediately, my eye is drawn to board 21, so where there's a Grand Slam. Now, every time there's a Grand Slam, there's always a chance.
Wait a second, because I was just told that these are the only 2 teams that called Grand Slam
Right.
and the Bermuda Bowl.
You see, there you are. Now, you see, that's my point entirely. So if these teams were playing against anybody else this morning, they would have a big swing. But because they're playing against each other, well, look, a couple of imps changed in.
By the way, I must say that 7 spades played by Swedish is much better
than 7 clubs. I have seen the hand. Yeah, I just saw it for a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
One of the really sad things, actually, for me, at all these big championships, is that more and more now I see such a small number of deals because I'm doing so many different things that the one thing that I really love to do, which is watch the bridge, becomes almost impossible. So I snatch a deal, just every now and then. But yeah, it's a testament to the skill of the players that they can flatten so many boards.
Okay, let's have a look to the ranking and to the way the matches are going in the Bermuda Bowl.
Okay, well, let's see what the leaders are doing first of all. The Maillot Jaune, well, France are beating India, so that's good for them. Sweden, we know, have just this very small lead over Italy. The Netherlands, they are beating Australia. So the teams right at the top are all doing well. Both USA teams, by the way, losing today. USA won, losing to Bangladesh. Won't that be a sensation?
Many strange results.
Yeah,
in these championships.
But if I go to the key area again, which we talked about earlier today, one significant result so far, Monaco beating Guadeloupe by 32-2. So that's moved their victory point total up considerably. They'll hope to get a maximum there, and if they manage that and the other matches stay the same, they'll be breathing down the necks of
very close to
Italy and China. So
yeah.
it's an exciting morning already, and it's going to get much more exciting. It's going to set up a fantastic day tomorrow if things continue like this.
Let's see something about Venice Cup.
Okay, here we are, Venice Cup. Well, now Sweden have opened up something of a lead. It was very close when they started, with England in second place.
Do you think Sweden team is really an outstanding team? They are the real favorites of this championship.
They are young,
They are young,
and they are good, and they have been around now at this level for a little while, despite their youth. They are a really serious threat for the title. But of course, yes, we know a round robin is not the same as a knockout.
No.
But they are a real threat. Look here, they are beating India 33-0. And actually India, although they have a lowly position in this tournament, they're not that bad.
No.
So don't count out Sweden for the gold medals, because
Look
it's
in table
possible.
2. Russia is crushing Netherlands.
Yes.
And they have passed them in the ranking.
Yes, Russia is a very powerful team. Russian bridge is getting very strong. We saw that in Montecatini, and we're seeing it again here in Lyon. So what's happening to France, one of the pre-tournament favourites? They're losing again to Argentina. What is wrong with France? Okay.
USA 1 and USA 2, they start to win, but I think it's too late for them.
Maybe, but USA 1, look, 165. It's a big gap. It's more than a match.
That's more than a
That's very
match,
hard.
Yes.
Very hard. I don't think I'll be putting my shirt on France. Well, that will be a real surprise.
And Israel is going to a quite sure position, beating England up to this moment.
Yep. They're old enemies, Israel and England, at the bridge table, and they seem to take it in turns to win and lose. But 15-1, that's one swing.
Yeah,
that's one game swing.
One hand,
and they're back in business. But look at that table 23, Australia, Morocco. Now Australia were in a very strong position at the start of today's play, and they are heading towards a maximum loss against Morocco,
which is fourth
from the bottom. That is going to really, that is going to hurt. That is really going to hurt if that match stays the same.
I'd say, Sandra, can you give us the Dorsey trophy?
Here we go. Ernesto's tournament. So USA 1 and France still comfortably ahead of the rest. USA 2 rather, yes.
They seem really to be a winning machine.
They are. This is a very good team, actually, USA 2. Look, all teams that come from the USA are generally very strong because they have a very good structure in the United States. Most of them have very good financial backing. Although a lot of the teams contain sponsors, those sponsors themselves are good players.
Are they?
Yes, they are. Yes, look, you go to, if we talk just for a moment about the Bermuda Bowl, Nick Nicol, who has been looking after a team now for what seems an awful long time, he himself has become a very good player. I think most people would automatically say he is the best.
I heard that he is a very good player with Katz. Katz is
they mesh together well. I think this is probably his best partnership at this level. He's had some very good ones. The one with Richard Freeman was very good, but Nick is a very good player in his own right. And the other thing about him is he is a real joy. Right at the table, whether he wins or loses, he is a fantastic person to play with and to talk bridge with. So, if they get knocked out, we could do worse than invite Nick to come and have a session with us.
In table 46, France is definitely destroying any
Oh, they are knocking Poland out of the tournament, aren't they? Look at this. Wow. Well,
this was really unexpected. Not this single
match, but this is a big surprise. Yes, I mean, on everybody's list, Poland would be in the top 8 for sure.
For sure.
So that's a big surprise. I'm going to ask the Polish president or former president to explain to me what is going on here. Maybe the Poles don't like French food. There must be some reason.
I don't know what, but
strange.
That is really say. Okay, thank you very much again, Mark. You have something else to say?
No, I have nothing else to say, but I have many more things to do.
Yes, but we hope you'll be back later.
Don't worry. I'll be. In the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back.
Thank you, Mark. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
So West, who I think is in a forcing auction and knows that, is looking at a hand with quite a lot of playing strength, facing the right hand opposite. But he does have a minimum.
I wonder what were the meanings of 3 spades and 3 no trumps.
I wonder whether 3 spades might be last train for 3 no trump.
Yes, but 3 no trumps was alerted, so I don't think it was.
It's certainly the danger of getting too high at this point. Okay. Some discussion as to what the bids mean, and dummy is checking with declarer that he's described his partner's hand correctly. Trump leader's a little inconvenient. Declarer only has 1 spade, 1 club, 2 diamonds, and 5 hearts. So I guess if declarer wins the hearts, he'll probably going to try and put the 8 of hearts in to generate an extra entry to dummy. North will cover, declarer will win. And now what should he do? I guess play a club to dummy and play the king of diamonds. And when the ace of diamonds is right, is okay. If the king of diamonds was losing to the ace, declarer would be struggling on a trump return.
Oui, l'entame-atout complique la tâche du déclarant. Parce que l'adversaire peut prendre la main à l'as de carreau et à trèfle pour donner 3 tours d'atout.
Certainly not nearly as easy a hand on a trump lead as on the club lead found in the other room. You would guess that there is a chance that declarer won't make the over trick here.
Oui, il est à parier que ça fera un IMP pour l'Italie.
If declarer wins the heart and plays a club to dummy and the king of diamonds ace and another and ducks a club, he can win the trump return, ruff a club and drop the remaining club on her, cash the queen and jack of diamonds to pitch spades and just lose a spade and come to 450. But a lot more of a struggle than in the other room.
Donc je pense que le déclarant va donner un coup à blanc à trèfle pour ouvrir la coupe. Parce que s'il le fait plus tard, les 2 flancs pourront prendre la main, sont susceptibles de prendre la main pour donner le 3e tour d'atout. Enfin là tout va bien se passer puisque l'as de carreau est placé. Mais le déclarant ne le sait pas, donc ça peut se passer. Roi de carreau, petit carreau, des fausses piques. Sud prend de l'as et rejoint 2e tour d'atout. Et à as de trèfle, les 2 flancs peuvent prendre la main pour jouer le 3e tour d'atout. Donc il va prendre en main pour jouer trèfle à blanc.
On my, I wonder whether it might be right to duck the first club. If you do that, the opponents might shift to a spade and then have two spade winners set up when the diamond ace is wrong. I guess simplest is best, win the heart, club to the ace and king of diamonds, and keep your fingers crossed.
L'inconvénient de Barrett dit que l'inconvénient de donner le coup à blanc à trèfle, c'est que l'adversaire peut ouvrir les piques et ouvrir deux levées de pique, un trèfle et l'as de carreau.
Both defenders probably know that if declarer doesn't play a diamond at trick 2, he must have a void.
Oui, c'est judicieux, c'est-à-dire tout déclarant normalement constitué jouerait, quand le flanc voit le mort, il sait que le déclarant va jouer carreau à la deuxième levée. Comme il ne le joue pas, c'est qu'il est chicane. Alors l'autre solution, c'est de jouer les piques 3-3 et de jeter, de remonter au mort au valet de cœur et de jeter les trèfles. Roi de carreau non pas couvert. Alors là, on peut décider de jeter les trèfles.
Playing for spades 3-3 is certainly possible.
Mais il fallait prendre du valet de cœur à la première levée pour opter pour cette ligne. Donc il joue trèfle. Bon, pas de coup à blanc. Ouf, il respire.
So far, so good.
Bon, c'est à Di Franco de réfléchir. Là, il voit les dilevés du déclarant. Il voit les dilevés du déclarant, donc il a peut-être une solution chutante si le partenaire a As-Valet 10 de pique. Donc il envisage de jouer la dame de pique.
Right. The Queen of Spades works when East has King of Spades without the Jack or 10. As against that, if partner has the Jack of clubs, maybe you can save an over trick by playing a trump back.
Surtout que son partenaire a mis le 10 de carreau, sur roi de carreau, as de carreau, coupe, 10 de carreau. C'est j'ai du pique, j'ai envie que tu joues pique.
You're right. I guess that means he should shift to the Queen of Spades. His partner's told him he has decent spades.
Le problème, c'est que ce n'est pas cohérent avec les tentatives de Chelem d'Est. Voilà. À tout. Voilà, donc un IMP pour l'Italie qui débloque le compteur. Ça va peut-être déchaîner la partie.
So I think we flattened it at 450 when the club honor roughed out. Declarer just got rid of his spades and lost one spade and one club. Closed room, East-West for Italy played 2 diamonds on what looks like an entirely natural sequence. North-South never bid on a hand where they can take 10 tricks in clubs. In fact, can they take 11 tricks in clubs? With the hearts 5-1 and the ace, king, queen of diamonds with West, I'm not sure you can beat 5 clubs.
Donc Sud ne s'est pas manifesté non plus. Pourtant, avec ces intermédiaires, on ne craint pas grand-chose en général.
So a diamond, a heart, a spade, I think shows spades and a longer minor. And 2 clubs maybe asks for the minor.
I think that after one spade, maybe North could show some.
Il y a deux jeux. He could bid something. Yeah,
No, but
double
the
perhaps.
question is, double would be take out of spades, but East has bid hearts, so.
Yeah. Well.
Maintenant que West a annoncé les piques, le réveil devient plus invraisemblable. Voilà.
Okay, 2 diamonds it is. You would guess North would lead a trump. Declarer would win in hand and play a heart. North, I think, has to Actually, North might lead a club on this auction, I suppose. Did anybody actually make two diamonds on the East-West cards? Yes, the Polish ladies made it against Indonesia.
Voilà, cœur tout de suite, hélas. Donc le nord sait qu'il y a As-Roi, Dame de carreau chez l'ouvreur. Donc je ne sais pas quoi. L'As de trèfle, ça ferait peut-être beaucoup. Écoutez, c'est un retour courageux, le retour trèfle.
The defender's doing well. They've cashed out, and I think they're getting a uppercut for down 2.
Oui. Donc deuxième P à trick 7. Ils n'ont pas fait la coupe à... Ah ben. Voilà, deuxième P.
Closed room. North-South played 1 no trump, making 90. Again, it will be, I think, a 14-16 no trump. And rates to end the auction. I don't think I would be inspired enough to lead the 8 of diamonds as East against 1 no trump.
In Venice Cup, English defender led the Ace of Diamonds.
Certainly a club looks more attractive than a spade. Not that either of them look especially attractive. So, Declare crosses to dummy with a...
Voilà, il joue pique, il cherche sa 7e à pique.
I guess East knows that his partner, that Declara has the Queen of Hearts, King of Spades, and Ace, King, Queen of Clubs.
Yes, I think now he can switch to the 8 of Diamonds.
I think so.
I think that from the declarer point of view, it would be more safe to play hearts.
Yes,
to continue the
much
hearts,
less,
not to continue the spade.
much less revealing.
Voilà, 8 de carreau. Est connaissait As, Roi, Dame de trèfle, la Dame de cœur et le Roi pique. Donc le...
So we think that De Clara should have played heart at trick 1 and 2, falling back on collecting a diamond or spade trick in the ending, no matter what the defenders did. Now, having said that, running into a 5-2 diamond break with the ace king 10, all of them over dummy's length, is unlucky, and playing on spades might have generated an over trick, but it does seem to me that maybe De Clara did the wrong thing. De Clara has 3 club tricks and 2 heart tricks and 1 diamond trick.
Voilà, et le flanc a ouvert 7 levées chez eux. Donc premier gros swing de la partie. 5, ça va être 5 IMP.
We have 3 boards to go, and our 2-hour period is approximately up. It's 10 minutes more of standard time and a little grace period for being on view graph. Okay, 10-2 and 3 no trumps by north-south on a strongish no trump transfer and choice of games. It was easy for north to pass. East broke all French rules by leading a club from ace-4. A diamond might have worked better. It's easy to imagine missing game if you play a 13-15 no trump.
He's relatively young. He's about 63 or 64. He's a player who was a European champion from 84 Open teams, and he bronze in Paris. So and he was also a winner of Junior Paris together with Gavrish in 72, I think, or something. But
Gavrish was never a junior. I refuse to.
and Zaremba. So from the team, so it's on paper it's looking quite strong. It's horrible.
Okay, here South invited game rather than driving to game, and North had a very well put together 15 count to accept even with a doubleton spade. East resisting leading from ace-4 of clubs, having led a heart. I guess De Clara has 4 hearts, a spade and a diamond, and needs 3 club tricks, and no obvious reason not to lead the king of clubs and jack of clubs out of his hand. Or should he play a spade at trick 2 himself? The problem with that is a diamond shift might set 4 winners up for the defense too quickly. I guess you have to play on clubs.
Yes, even the 4 spade tricks does not secure the 9.
Donc Marc s'est trompé de valet 9-7. Carreau eût été mieux, évidemment.
Just for the record, the club lead that was found in the other room didn't give De Clara 9 tricks. He did very well to emerge with 10, or the defense missed their way, since De Clara always had 3 club tricks, but he didn't have 4 heart tricks. In the other room, De Clara won the club lead cheaply and played back a club, and East shifted to the 9 of hearts. So that was why De Clara made his 9th trick and he was allowed a 10th. From East's point of view, I wonder whether there is any way to envisage a situation where the club suit might be blocked and that you could shift to spades to dislodge the ace of spades while the club honors were still blocked. If De Clara perhaps was 2-4-5-2, if that were the case, and I don't think it's consistent with the carding, you might shift to the king of spades at trick 2.
Gary suggère de prendre l'as de trèfle en espérant un blocage, des trèfles, et de rejouer le roi de pique pour pour faire sauter, voilà. Mais c'est pas cohérent avec la signalisation du 3 de trèfle qui montre un double ton a priori. Donc il a laissé passer.
So, and now in top 8 we have the China in place of Italy.
And Monaco is on the first page, which is necessary if not sufficient. Australia and New Zealand fighting it out against one another in 11th and 12th, or was it? Okay, new deal, 2 to go, 11-2 for Sweden, and 3 no trumps again. This one appears to be one of the less exciting deals of the event because the king of clubs is onside. The defenders can't get clubs going, they can't get hearts going. De Clara has a couple of aces to knock out, and 10 tricks looks almost entirely normal.
Voilà, encore une donne plate.
I think if West would lead the king of clubs.
Well, I guess I have to duck that and then guess which ace to knock out. But if you're going to lead double dummy, I have to be able to defend double dummy. Or vice versa, or declare it.
Oui, effectivement, l'entame du roi de trèfle doit battre le contrat, comme dit mon collègue. Est aurait dû contrer de trèfle, quoi. Donc le déclarant joue pique Et Nystrom imagine la solution chutante, c'est As-10, 9 de trèfle quatrième en face, au lieu de l'As de carreau. Donc il va peut-être jouer son roi de trèfle.
Indeed.
Sinon, il n'y a pas de perspective. C'est toujours embêtant de laisser passer parce qu'il peut y avoir une longue à carreau en sud et la levée de pique serait la 9e. Donc il y a cette possibilité. Il va plonger de l'As, regarder la carte de son partenaire. Voilà, il n'a pas de perspective sinon. Voilà.
Yep. Declarer could have 5 diamonds, 3 hearts and a spade if you don't take the ace of spades now.
Et le roi de trèfle. Et je vous donne l'as de carreau.
Okay, one more to Italy. 11-3, and to finish up with another game. Another quiet game. 10 tricks, bid and made, the occasional over trick. Don't think there's going to be much of excitement here. Transfer auction to 3-0 from south, and north will correct to 4 spades. Well, the only question I can find for you, Michelle, Marek, on this board is, if you defend to 4 spades, would you lead a heart from King, Queen, third, knowing there's a strong no trump on your right, or would you go passive with a diamond lead?
I don't like passive leads,
Okay.
as far as I'm concerned.
And I think also if you dealt with King, Queen, so it...
God deals you them to lead them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't want to be asked by my teammates after the match if King of Hearts would be a good lead. Why didn't you lead?
Entame roi de cœur, il y a 3 levées perdantes. Ça va encore être une donne plate.
Very different. I did. When it came out with the result,
ask David about. Maybe it's a good for article to the magazine.
We're talking almost 10 years ago that I did this, but he's good at putting together the framework of the question. It was like, Declara has at least 24 high cut points, but less than 29. It's a statement auction or a transfer auction where you know that this, the fit and the approximate high card strengths of the opponent's hand, and it's a strong hand on your right.
I can show you some. I told you that before Chinese Club from Primitivo, I asked my young cooperators to prepare me statistics of the data on the pairs. And I will show you what's this. Look, for example, it's made before Bali. And the pairs played, I thought that they would be in playoffs. I have data on all the boards they play on BBO. Let's say Levin Weinstein. Preemptive openings. So hands with 6+ strengths. What the hand position and what they open.
I would guess this pair.
Yes. Actions, minimum 1 major opening. Further.
I'm going to guess this pair.
Moi, qu'est-ce qu'il joue?
Preempts aggressively. Only in favor.
Near one. Yeah. So it's when you have to play match against them, it's a very, very useful material.
This is all 14 counts, and these are opened one no trump far more often than not.
And minimal responses to
They'll be very aggressive on that, I would guess.
Takeout levels. So
Maybe
it's
disciplined on this, I would think.
Minimal overcalls. This is the questions which I
very
wanted.
interesting. Yes.
They took all the hands. For example, Lauria Versace had about 7,000 hands in.
I'm willing to bet that the person who is the most aggressive in overcalling, Versace and Lauria are overcall at the 1 level and the 2 level on many hands that would be passed at every other table.
Yes.
And what's more, if you're live at the table, you will always know. Because if I can tell as a commentator when I'm watching them from their demeanor what they've got in front of us, a lot better. Oh, I have one story I want to tell you off the microphone. So, King of Hearts was led here.
Bon, il ne peut rien arriver au déclarant, il n'y a pas d'uppercut, il n'y a pas de coupe.
So, if the defenders play back a diamond, Declarer can always dispose of his diamond loser from dummy on the clubs, but if he were to play a spade to the ace and a spade to the jack, the defenders could win and play a third diamond. So he must be a little careful were a diamond to come back right now. In fact, I think he made a mistake when he played a diamond.
Yes,
I think if he ducks the first heart.
Oui, carreau le roi, c'était pas très habile. Hein?
But I think he can go in with the ace of clubs to make a spade finesse.
But there again, he might have, done that anyway.
J'aurais joué pique l'as et pique le valet. Puisqu'il n'y a pas de coupe à faire, puisqu'il y a le 4e trèfle.
Ah, well done the defense. So now, what Declarer must not do is play spade to the ace, spade to the jack. Then a third diamond would promote a trump. Instead, he could either cash the ace-king of spades, in which case he'd go down as spades were 4-1 on side, or better, I suspect, is to play a club to dummy and play a spade to the jack. Even that isn't absolutely safe, but he would survive that.
Good morning, everybody, again. We have just seen a match between Italy and Sweden won the match by 11-2. And Sandra, can you give us the ranking of the Bermuda Bowl? So, due to this result, Italy has been passed in the ranking and is not anymore. Now you can see Egypt, both Egypt and China, they have a very good result against South Africa and Mexico, and so they both. No, China just is almost a push with Italy, and Egypt passed Italy. And so in the fight that Mark was talking before, there are now involved at least 6, 7, 8, 9, let's say 5 teams from 6th place to the 8th place. With Monaco is, I think Monaco is going to be back, and let's turn to France. Is still far ahead in the lead, followed by Sweden and Netherlands. Now, just in Venice Cup, we go to Venice Cup. Sweden is still in the leads, and notice that Netherlands, that had a fantastic start in this event, is now just 9th. Let's say that all of the first 8 teams in the Venice Cup, they are almost sure to qualify, because the distance between Netherlands, which is 8, and France, that is 9, is 21 points, which is really a lot at this point of the event. Again, more than one match. Russia has won by 60-8 against Netherlands, but I think that this is the only championships in which there is really no battle. 8 teams are qualified now. The point is just to see in which order they will qualify. Even if Sweden has a very good advantage against on England, and so should finish at the first position in the ranking. Now let's go and see Orsi Cup. USA 2 is still doing a one-horse race, followed by France, and they have USA 2 has a large advantage on France, and France again has a large verge, 14 points on USA 2. In here, I could say that the first 5 teams are almost qualified, because the difference between Italy, which is 5th, and Sweden, that is, and Argentina, that is 9th in this moment, is 22 points, which are really not easy to recover at this point. So it's just a question between Australia, Austria, and 3 more teams to see who will be the 8th team, the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th team to be qualified. Okay, that's all for the moment. We'll see you in an hour, about 1 hour. We will have many guests today, and hope you enjoy. Thank you. Bye-bye.